Welcome to another Wisdom Pod. We have Lyndon Hoffman-lew today with us. He's an actor, also cinematographer, director, producer, screenwriter, and also martial artist. Cool guy. He's been referred to me by a production company CEO, and his friends referred me to him today. So excited to make that one happen. In Lyndon's word, he's into esoteric stuff. So yeah, we'll be a match for sure. I love oddness and people that think and act differently. This pod is presented to you by my podcasting company that's called podbuyer.com. If you want to start your podcast, scale it, and monetize it, you can go to podbuyer.com. Lyndon, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and about what you're up to nowadays.
Hey, Charles, thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate you and pleasure meeting you. As you said, I thank you very much for the intro, by the way. I work in film. That's my primary focus. Acting will always be the main focus. But a few years ago during COVID, we got to stay productive and try to get ahead of the curve somehow, and especially with everything going to streaming and all that being self-produced. A buddy and I, we started learning how to do behind the camera operations as well to supplement what we were doing in front of the camera. And if you look back in history, actors and producers have been doing this for the longest time. Clint Eastwood, Bradley Cooper, all these famous actors and actresses, they're doing it themselves. So if the wheels are already been made, why recreate it? Follow in their footsteps. So we took some online courses and all that and accrued some gear here and there. It took a while and everything, but it really expanded my appreciation for film. Because as an actor, I truly felt that you had the power and the direction of how your character is portrayed. But once I started doing behind the camera operations, you can a newfound respect for everyone behind the camera. It's such a backbreaking job. And the lighting, the camera angles, the camera movements, the editing, the special effects, the audio. Audio in particular. If that's top tier, fantastic. You're already a step in the right direction. And it just really, like I said, expanded my love for film, and it became more and more powerful. And I was shooting a couple of projects this past weekend. And yes, I am tired. My body's broken. But again, it just reaffirms that this is my destiny. This is what I was born for, and it's just, I'm getting goosebumps right now just talking about it. That's how powerful film is for me. I love it. I truly love it.
Love it, dude. So what does your day-to-day routine looks like as an actor, cinematographer, and producer?
Well, of course, living in LA, it's a little pricey. So of course you got to have the day job. So I have that, work full time and all. And on top of that, to get ahead in this game, because it's a very competitive world nowadays. As we all know, technology, AI, it's exceptionally powerful. And if you're not taking steps to forward your career in some form or another, whether it's 1% every day, 10% every day, little steps every day, you're going to be left behind. It is what it is. But at the same time, it's very easy to get ahead in this world by just doing what you say you're going to do, And so other than my day-to-day job, I'm constantly writing down script ideas. That's the amazing thing. It just pops in my head, whichever. I'm researching gear. I'm renewing my online courses to refresh this and that. I'm editing all the time. It feels like I'm at the computer all day, because the day job, I'm doing computer work. And then when I get home, I'm editing. Right now, I'm editing a film that I shot, Serpentine. And for that one was an undertaking for sure, because I wrote it, financed it, directed it, casted it, and acted in it. So that was a huge culmination of all these different talented people. And that was the best part about it, to be honest, was meeting all these like-minded individuals who wanted to put their best efforts forward and do so together in a way where we didn't have the big investors and all, but we really brought it together. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that one does, because one of my buddies, he's from A24's Everything Everywhere All at Once. He was accredited choreographer and character in that project. And then my lead antagonist, he's James Hong's nephew, and he has 2 Emmys for Foley. So he's going to be working with this project as well. And a phenomenal crew behind the camera. They really brought my vision from the script just really brought it to life. And I'm working with a composer as well to get custom songs made and everything. And so that's my day to day. It's go, 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 go. And yeah.
What about the fitness part?
Oh, geez, I never miss a day. Never miss a day. I have a workout log that I've been keeping because I took a little bit of a hiatus back in the day, but I think it's been about 4 years straight, 5 to 6 days a week of working out, martial arts, fitness training, everything. And I do have a dog. He's a pit bull lab, so he keeps my cardio in check, because he has so much energy. So I'm always going for those runs and stuff like that. And you can't really tell, but I got a few bloody knuckles and stuff like that bruised up because I just go hard on that bag and everything. And I love that the fitness in my lifestyle. It's a constant test because it's been a minute since I've studied professionally with martial arts because I used to do karate, taekwondo as a kid with different institutions. And then when I came to LA, I studied at the Jeet Kune Do institution in Marina Del Rey, and just took a little bit of a hiatus. So kind of stepped it up myself and was watching YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. So during COVID, I taught myself how to use the dual wield swords, and I got to use that in DMX's last feature film before he passed away, Fast Vengeance. And then for Serpentine, that one I used the dual daggers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm teaching myself weapons training and all that kind of stuff as well. And it's frustrating, it's a test, but I love it. Keeps it sharp.
How did Bruce Lee inspire you?
Oh man, I grew up watching Bruce Lee, and it was actually his son, Brandon Lee, who inspired me just as much as Bruce Lee. I wouldn't say, because that's the thing about Brandon Lee that he struggled with a lot, was being known as Bruce Lee's son versus just being known as Brandon Lee. And I loved his work in The Crow, and that's actually the story that really inspired Serpentine. It's very aesthetically similar in terms of theme and grittiness and rawness. And what I loved about him was he was really, both of them actually, where they were really trying to step out of that martial arts role and to be appreciated as an actor. I'm not just a martial artist, or I'm not just this Asian actor or whomever. I'm a human being. I'm an actor trying to portray this story, trying to vicariously through this character express myself.
What about Arnold?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I listened to a lot of his speeches during my workouts and growing up and stuff like that. And it was that mentality of, I will not be defined, and his mentality of, when someone tells me I can't do it, well, then, okay, I'm going to be the first one who does it then, and it's such a powerful inspiration in terms of coming from, bare bones, rock bottom, not necessarily having a mentor or a true guideline, or a step-by-step outlet of how to get this done. And you figure it out as you go, and it's learning from all your mistakes and thinking that, oh, this is a failure, and letting that failure be crippling or enabling. And in the acting world, you get that a lot. That's a lot of rejection, and it's part of the business, but you learn from it.
Yeah, and is it different from the business world? I don't think so. Business world is also like hustle for 10, 20, 30 years sometimes before you get a big breakthrough. What's your plan with that, and how do you stay patient?
Well, that's the biggest thing is, and I'll be completely honest. 2023 was a rough year. Obviously we're finishing up with COVID, so auditions aren't quite where I'd like them to be. And then we go into the SAG strikes. And so that was put on hiatus. And by the time those ended, it's the holidays, and Hollywood generally closes until like mid-January. And so that was a bit of a rough year in terms of keeping that drive alive. And it was just, I think I was telling people, it was hard to elaborate, really. I was burnt out. I was putting so much on myself, and that's my biggest fault. Truly, is I do take, but I think it's a double-edged sword. It's accountability, and in all your successes and all your failures, you have to take that accountability. It's not, if I succeed, oh yeah, it's because of me. But if I failed, oh, it's because of you and everybody else. No, take accountability for that. And so since I wasn't seeing as many results as I was seeing, I had to learn to control what I can control. I can't control that COVID shut things down. I can't control that SAGs shut things down. I can't control that it's now the holidays. And that's why I accrued all that gear, like I said, and really just hit the ground running. It was like, okay, I need to stop complaining about that, take accountability, take this next step on my own. And yeah, so you just got to hit the ground running.
What are your thoughts on the Hollywood script writers strike?
That's an interesting one. Because yes, I mean, I totally understand AI's making moves, exponential moves, and that's something that's unavoidable. There comes a point where we cannot stop technology. It's just as when my parents were in school, there was no internet. They used encyclopedias. And then all of a sudden the internet comes along. Encyclopedias are now more or less bookshelf pieces to decorate the room. You know, they're no longer used. And so at the end of the day, AI, it is what it is. Should there be regulations on it? That's an interesting thing. Unless there's a government entity that kind of steps in to set that basis and makes that on a global scale, I don't think it is manageable. It is what it is. Do the writers and actors and such, do they deserve to have work available? Absolutely. So it's finding a nice common ground between the two, because like I said, it is unavoidable. It is what it is. You can't fight it. And so, but that's the beautiful thing that I find about art and film is, yes, there are entities to AI that are that can supplement what you're doing, but that's how you have to view it as a tool rather than I'm going to be replaced. Because there is something to film, there is something that touches the heart, that touches the soul, that cannot be replaced ever. It's very simple. I mean, that's why Scorsese himself says, I mean, Hollywood, they're having a dip in market value over the past couple of years, and Scorsese says it's because we're turning out theme park films now. I mean, there's top tier films, at least in my opinion, were in the 90s and early 2000s. Those were top tier, and a few classics before that. But it's because films nowadays, they're becoming theme park films. You don't leave the movie theater. I mean, see, that's what inspired me to go into film. Was I would watch my favorite DVDs on repeat and repeat and repeat, and they would touch you in a way that you felt like you were the hero of your own story, you know. And there's something about modern day films that don't quite capture that, you know. And again, that's what inspired me to build my own production companies. I'd like to kind of bring those stories back.
What do you have on your goals list for this year?
This year's to finish up Serpentine. I'm almost there, which is fantastic. I'd love to finally get that one out and about. We had some martial arts in that one, and I think it'll be really top tier because again, my buddy from A24 is Everything Everywhere All at Once, DY Sao. He's been getting projects out recent in past few years through his production company, and he's been doing exceptionally well. And the fact that I had him, who was choreographing an A24 film, and he was also Simu Liu's trainer in Shang-Chi, choreograph my fight scenes. I mean, they're just top tier. I mean, and again, everyone just did a phenomenal job. So I want to get that one out and about to film festivals, and I do have several investors who are waiting to see the final parts, and I've sent them clips here and there, and they're like, holy smokes, man, you got your hands on something here, like let's get it going. So that's number one. Number two is I've been really shooting a lot of larger projects through different executive friends that I have. So I've been getting great experience behind the camera, networking. I mean, because your network is your net worth. So networking with a whole bunch of other filmmakers behind the scenes. And, you know, I mean, continue to be shooting my own projects. I have several other scripts that I'd like to shoot. And there's one in particular that you know, it's based on my childhood and, you know, certain experiences. And that is the one film where if I were to make that one film, I don't think I'd have to make another because, like I said, I mean, at least from my perspective, acting and storytelling, it's cathartic in a sense, you know, it completes certain parts of you and it makes some circles whole again, you know. And this story would be the one where it would be top notch, and I want to get that one done, and that would be the one that kind of fills the heart for me.
Love it. Wishing you the best of performance on that one. Where can people find out more about you, Lyndon?
Well, Instagram is obviously where it's gonna be. So Instagram is where I post all my BTS footage, all my acting projects, the awards that we get from this film or the other. The party with Kevin Stevenson, actually, that one won I believe over 70 awards internationally and domestically. And then I won Best Actor 4 times myself on that one. So doing exceptionally well. And it was just released in Japan on Amazon Prime. And so I'm always posting stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. And I have a YouTube channel that I will be posting more BTS footage on because past few weeks been shooting. So I have hours of footage to sift through so I can put together some BTS footage and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,